Welcome to the Sports Marketing Machine Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Nizer. If you have a small budget but have big ticket goals to hit, this episode is for you. Today, I'm going to break down 3 things you should do with your marketing to sell more tickets that are cost effective and actionable. So what I mean by that is we're not going to spray and pray and put your marketing in a bunch of different spots. These are 3 proven things that you can do to put your marketing dollars in there to be able to know exactly how many tickets that you sold and try to get a 3-to-1 or even higher 4-to-1 ROI on your marketing dollars. But before I dig in, if this is your first episode that you're listening to, welcome. Super excited to have you. If you have not yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite listening platform. A few assumptions before I break everything down. Assumption number one. You have an email software and already have a list. And it may be an enormous list or a small list. But at the end of the day, you have a list. This could be single game buyers from the past or mini plan buyers or season ticket holders, but you have some sort of list that you already have and you're using an email software, something like Constant Contact or MailChimp or even the email software baked into your ticketing software. So you're emailing your fans. That's assumption number 1. Assumption number 2 is you have trade deals in place. That means you have some sort of advertising with a local radio station or a newspaper, or a local fair, or community organization, or even a billboard company. And when I say trade, it's you're trading your advertising or tickets and they're giving you advertising on the billboard or with the radio station or local fair or what have you. But you have some sort of trade deal with someone and you have marketing outside of what I'm about to share. Number 3, you have a small budget. For today's example, I'm going to use $5,000 that you would allocate to actually drive ticket sales because that's the name of the game. We want to get more people to your games. And number 4 is you have a website that folks can hop on there and buy tickets. You'd be surprised how many people that I've been to on their websites and they actually do not have a website to be able to sell tickets. They just can't sell tickets. So that's definitely one of the other assumptions here as we start digging in. All right. So the second thing I was going to share with you before we dig into all of this is just make sure you hit subscribe. I know I've mentioned it already, but I'm just going to mention it again. Be sure to hit subscribe because what I'm about to tell you is worth your weight in gold. All right. So you have a ton of traffic to your website. Many cases, we're talking hundreds of thousands of visitors, people who go to your website. But on average, only 3% of them buy tickets. So you have 100 visitors to your website and only 3 of which will actually buy tickets. This audience, your website visitors, is a very warm audience. They've been to your website, checked out your schedule, maybe read an article. They've even checked out your roster, but many of which did not buy. What you can do is retarget them. Retargeting means you're able to market to these visitors of your website, and you can do it in 2 ways. Way number 1, which is number 1 of the 3 things that I'm going to share today, use Awarity. Awarity is a digital marketing platform that actually tracks ticket sales that you would actually display marketing to them. So back on episode 28, I interviewed Casey Sawyer from the Hillsboro Hops about Awarity, and he shared that he was getting 4-to-1 on his ad spend, which means that he would spend $1,000 and get $4,000 back. Awarity is a digital marketing platform that you would create ads, or they can do it for you, and those ads would get shown to specific audiences, including your website visitor. So if a visitor goes to your website, checks it out, but does not buy any tickets, and maybe they pop over to ESPN or Yahoo or any other number of websites, your ad will actually be shown to them. And if they click on it, they would go back to your website. So what you're doing is you're retargeting them with an ad. The best part is that Awarity tracks ticket sales, so you'll know exactly how much revenue Awarity made for you. So if you have a small budget, you can actually spend as little as $300 a month to run ads. And in that case, you may get a 3-to-1 ad spend. So you put $300 in, and you get $900 back in ticket revenue. We'll do that any day day of the week. So if you have a 5-month season and you're spending $300 a month, that's $1,500. So that's a 3-to-1. So $300 a month times 5, $1,500. Your goal was to get 3-to-1 on your ad spend. So if you had $1,500, you want to try to get back about $4,500 in ticket sales. Awarity works. Over 50 sports teams are using it to sell more tickets and track ticket sales. If you'd like, feel free to reach out to me. I will do an introduction for you personally to the Awarity team, and they'll give you white glove service and be able to get you in the fast premium line so you would be actually activated quicker. But I'm happy to do an introduction just so you can learn more about Awarity and how it works. Feel free to email me. My email is jeremy@sportsmarketingmachine.com, and you would be just say, hey, Awarity in the subject line, and I'll do an introduction for you. Second action that I would take if I was your marketing director and I only had $5,000 to spend and I got to sell a boatload of tickets, and I would do is capture more emails on my website. So, of course, you're going to have single game buyers and you collect that way. And maybe you have some sort of pop-up that says, hey, fill in this information to be alerted of team news. But there's another way to be able to do this. There's a platform out there that a lot of WNBA teams use, NBA G League teams, and even several Major League Baseball teams that captures emails of visitors without them inputting their email address. It is completely legal. What happens is they go to it. It is matched to an IP address, and then the email is validated. So on average, it costs about 7 cents. 7 cents to capture and validate an email address on a website. So for 7 cents, that is dirt cheap and a whole lot easier than you going out and doing a ton of enter to wins in your community. So if you had $1,000 that you would put towards this, I'm not saying that you would, but if you did, you could produce a little over 16,000 email addresses throughout the course of the year. Or the season. So you had $1,000, you would be able to capture around 16,000 email addresses. That's more than most minor league sports teams. 16,000 email addresses, that's massive for teams. And teams always need email addresses for their list, and it's the most inexpensive way to capture email addresses. At 7 cents an email, you don't have to spend $1,000. You could spend a little as $100 and still capture a ton of email addresses. Once captured and validated them, you would take them and actually upload them into your email software and send them emails. You already know that your email marketing has the highest return on an investment. So being able to get more email addresses really cheaply and put them into your email software, you would be able to sell a lot more tickets. So if you're interested in learning more about this software and actually see how it works, head on over to my website, sportsmarketingmachine.com, or schedule a call with me just by emailing me. I'm jeremy@sportsmarketingmachine.com, and I can show you exactly how teams are doing it and what it looks like. The third action that I would do if I was your marketing director is I would run meta ads on Facebook and Instagram. Both platforms have built up large followings, and when over on Instagram, the reels that you're posting, your videos, they're getting thousands of views, which means that think of these reels as TV advertising. Someone's watching a video of yours of 30 seconds. That's advertising. You now can go back and target people who watch large percentage of these videos, or even, which is what we were talking about earlier, target website visitors, people who went to your website but did not buy anything. So this is fantastic. Action number 1 is I want you to reach out to me or even Awarity and let them know that you've heard it from me, the Sports Marketing Machine podcast, and they're going to give you expert, fantastic, premium level support right out of the gate. Second thing is capture more emails on your website. There's a platform that a lot of teams use, and I'm happy to show you exactly what it looks like. And that captures email addresses at about 7 cents a clip. And the third thing is run meta ads on Facebook and Instagram to get more people to your website. So if you have $5,000 to spend over a 5-month period, here's exactly how I'd break it down. Month 0. So before the season even starts, I would spend $300 on Awarity and $200 capturing emails. total spend of $500. My goal was to get 3-to-1 on my email marketing. So a net revenue of that $500 for that month 0. Net revenue is $1,500 rather, and I spend $500. Months 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I'm spending $400 on Awarity. I'm spending $200 capturing emails, and I'm spending $300 on meta ads. So I'm spending $900 a month on those other 5 months to be able to capture more email addresses, drive more traffic to my website, and sell more tickets. So at the end of the season, you should have collected over 10,000 new email subscribers, and you can go back and market to, and they are in your list. And you should so close to 3-to-1 or even 4-to-1 on your ad spend because you're driving more traffic back to your website. If you need a little bit more insight on this, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to break everything down and even show you the data to how this would work exactly for teams. If you're finding value with the content, please share it with someone just like you, someone who's working in sports trying to grow their fan base and get more fans to games. At the end of each episode, I give you a plan of action, the main takeaways that you can immediately implement to grow your fan base and sell more tickets. Step number 1, if you've got $5,000, here's exactly how I would do it. I would use Awarity. Tons of teams use it. I'm happy to show you exactly what it does, but you can target people who have came to your website. Your warmest audience is your website visitors. So being able to retarget them, get them to come back out and buy a ticket through your website is going to work. Also, step number 2, email capturing on your website. For 7 cents a validated email, you can scale your email list cheaply and sell more tickets. And number 3, run meta ads to target website visitors and people who have watched your videos. And that's how you do it. If you've just started your marketing planning or need a little bit of assistance on what metrics mean or gain a deeper understanding of data or need a little bit more direction on some things, head on over to sportsmarketingmachine.com and schedule a call. I help educate and develop marketing directors so that they can grow your fan base and sell more tickets. Having been in sports for over 21 years as a marketing director at every level of minor league sports and college athletics, I know exactly what you're going through, and I have helped teams just like yours create a clearer path and sell more tickets. Until next time.